In this video, we're going to see examples of object-oriented systems and also explore software design guidelines. One of the main topics in object-oriented design is to encapsulate data and operations into objects. Essentially, you want your objects represent the problem domain, represent specific entities, ideas, and concepts in your system, and then the objects begin to interact with each other and implement this way the behavior of your entire system. Every object has its own public interface. The interface is a collection of all publicly available members of the object on the outside of its internal definition. For example, if I have an object such as bank account, internally it may try to encapsulate an account number, an owner of an account, and the account balance. Externally, there should be visible methods or functions to obtain this information, update this information, and also two operations to deposit and withdraw the money. Let's try a quick example of this using UML editor. I open Violet UML editor and I will try to start a class diagram. First, I will decide which classes I would like to have in the system. As we mentioned, the bank account, let's first create the object that corresponds to the bank. As you can see, I'm creating a class named bank, and it has a couple of data attributes. There are lists of accounts and customers. Correspondingly, I'm adding two methods, which is allowing me to add a customer and add an account to the account list and a customer list. The next class that I would like to add is a bank account. The bank account will have its own data attributes, which is an account number, an owner, and the balance of this account. I'm also adding a couple of methods to this demonstration. Methods are operations, and one of the methods is to deposit the money, and another one is to withdraw. And the withdrawal is an abstract operation, which means that it is only declared at the level of the bank account but is not defined. In order to be able to define this operation withdraw, we're going to add now more specific accounts to the system, which will be the savings account and the checking account. So two new classes. Since both of these classes are specific types of an account, we're going to create an association which will indicate that both of these classes inherit from the bank account. So this is the type of association to use, and we're just going to quickly add these two associations to indicate generalization. In UML, it's called generalization, which indicates that bank account is a superclass, savings and checking accounts are subclasses, and they both provide the concrete implementation of withdraw method or operation, which was previously declared as an abstract operation in the bank account or at the level of the bank account. Let's also add another class, which will be the bank customer. And will include data attributes to indicate customer ID, the reference to the savings account, and the reference to the checking account, as well as two operations to add savings account and add checking account. To indicate the relationship between the customer and the account, we can create an association. I will now try to rearrange this a little bit better to make everything. And I will now resize this diagram to fit all of the classes into this view in the best manner. And one more thing to add to this diagram is to also indicate connections between the bank account and the customer, because we have account list and customer list. We can add these associations right here. So this roughly demonstrates a capability of UML in terms of designing and thinking about possible useful classes in the system and adding their attributes, their operations, and also start thinking about their relationships. And the relationships in UML are expressed with associations, dependencies, generalization, which we also had the example over here, interface implementation, and two kinds of aggregations, composition and the aggregation. We will see examples of these relationships in our future presentations. So the examples of public interfaces of classes in our presentation here would be a bank account with deposit and withdraw operations, savings account with withdraw, checking account with the same operation, customer with its add savings and add checking account, and the bank that has add customer and add account.